For me, composing begins with improvising. Here I am on candid camera. Eloise filmed this. First, I take chords from my songs and play around with them. I try to explore the full range of the piano. You never know when Eloise has her camera.
What is that, huh?
Once I find my favorite ideas, I put them into sheet music.
So this really cool thing happened this morning. I realized that I don't have a chart for this one song, Rhapsody. And I realized that I definitely need that in the studio to give the band. And so what happened was my husband has a friend up who, and they took my daughter fishing. so they're actually out for the whole morning. And this is the first time I realized in so long that I've had like a quiet house. And I almost was like, I shouldn't even be making an update, but I wanted to say hi to you guys. And thank you again for supporting this project that I have this special moment today to work on the actual sheet music. So I'm using this program that's called Sibelius, and you can just add the notes by playing them to a beat on your keyboard, and everything comes out. So even though I already know the music, I like to have a pretty detailed chart because I can always vary from there, but it gives the band a really clear idea of what my intentions are. Plus, I can also build string parts on top of this, so it helps me kind of hear everything at the same time and decide what's working. Yeah, you can hear a dog barking outside. Anyway, I'll just play you the little snippet that I have so far that I've done in this time. This is just the computer playing, so hopefully I sound a little better than that, but you can get the idea. I mean, it gets pretty intricate with just getting all the rhythms in both hands and the vocal, entering all the lyrics. It's a process, but it's also fun because you feel like, this is where the music is kind of, self-published, and that's like a really important step.
Later that week.
All right, I'm gonna try from this little nook, and you can see my daughter's doing her story in the background. What I'm gonna try to do right now is re-notate or edit a few of the notation bars that I basically imported data from a program that's called Logic. That's kind of like a fancy GarageBand, and I imported that into another program that's called Sibelius that is for making sheet music. And then what I go through is I finesse everything. So it starts out, it seems like complete gobbledygook because it starts out with like a whole bunch of notes kind of crammed together and extra rest and rhythms, and that's because when I play with a lot of layers, like between my hands and the different parts, and the computer doesn't always know which fingering I'm using or which hand I'm playing which note with. But then after I do some tweaking, the measures look so much better. They look more like this. And so it takes a little bit of doing, and you have to be able to hear it at the same time so you can understand what is actually going on musically. But it's coming along. This thing is about 24 pages long. I think it's going to end up being shorter because there's sections that are repeated. And so this is a bit time consuming, but still much better than if I had to transcribe myself by hand, which is what I used to do. It's faster to have it just be data that I pull in from a type of file that's called MIDI file. Okay, more later.
All were sleeping in the house, except the mom, who was working.
Another late night here, but it was worth it. I finished getting the music edited in my sheet music that I had taken from the Logic recording into this program, Sibelius, which it sounds like gobbledygook, but it means that I took the music I recorded on the keyboard and I brought it into a program that helps me notate music, edited it all. And the thing that I discovered, which was really cool, was just when I improvise or when I play something off the cuff, it's sometimes like I don't know, just not something that I would have thought of before. And I end up kind of figuring out like other figures and things that I can do on the piano that give it more variety. And so instead of just playing the same thing on each verse, I noticed that I actually had played kind of these variations that really speak to the lyrics of the song, Rhapsody. So I'm excited because once I saw it come into the notation tool, I realized like what I had actually played. And then there were a few fragments where I was like, oh, I want to do that one again. That really worked well. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun to kind of practice those ideas a little bit more, refine them a little bit more. And then what I really would love to do is build some string parts, or I'm almost wondering maybe building woodwind parts the way I had for some of my past recordings like Daydream and So I Chased the Setting Sun, which were songs that featured woodwinds instead of strings. So still in the formative stages here. I'm not sure what's going to work best with that song, but now that I have the piano part like really nicely laid out on a chart, I can like start experimenting with other arrangement ideas and see what I like.
Thank you for your support. Stay tuned for my next update on Kickstarter.com.